Alright everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome to Ask iGlaswegian episode 9. I know it's been a long time since I've done this, but I'm going to try and do the Ask iGlaswegians every Friday, so do submit them in the comments below or through the Twitter hashtag, or if you're a Facebook fan, post them through Facebook. The first question is, when is approximately the time where the iPhone 5 comes out, because you're considering getting an iPhone 4S? It's safe to say Apple moved the dates for the 4S from the June-July period to October for a good reason. The holiday season was there. So I can't see them pushing that back now this year for the iPhone 5 because it's going to be phenomenal, and because it's not going to have a 4S the second, it's still going to be the October or the September time frame when we see the iPhone 5. But from the rumours coming in this past week, the iPhone 5, no shit, Sherlock, is going to be amazing. Next question is, why don't I use Line? I do use Line. Funny thing is, when I got my iMac, I wanted to keep it to Snow Leopard, and when I got the MacBook Air, I was using Line because that was the default operating system on the machine. And I always thought to myself, I want to have two separate operating systems from Apple, just in case if one is still kind of buggy, I've got a solid OS. But I was wrong, because Line is far superior to Snow Leopard. I didn't think I would ever get around the fact that Line doesn't really have a Spaces equivalent or the exact same Spaces interface as Snow Leopard. But having used the iMac and Line, you know, the gestures, the swiping between the desktops, I think provides a more better experience, or the fact that I might have just kind of got around it and gave up and kind of got used to it. But Line to me seems a bit more zippier, the interface is much nicer, and again it's all just coming back to those gestures, launchpad and so on. It's just a better experience for me, and I've got Line on both machines. What are you guys using? Are you using Line, Leopard, Snow Leopard, heck, Tiger or Panther? How's it going? That bad boy right there, you may or may not be able to see it. I can't remember what OS it has, but I'm looking for a keyboard for this machine. I've had this for the past like 5 months, and yet I've not turned it on once. Well, I have turned it on once when I bought it from eBay, but since then it hasn't really gone on. It's kind of more of a footstool. What do I mainly do on my MacBook Air? I do everything on my MacBook Air as I would do anything on my iMac, from video editing to, you know, surfing the web, to listening to music, you know, just doing the odd kind of graphic stuff, doing photo stuff. Everything that I do on the iMac is replicated across the MacBook Air, and the reason for that is when I go abroad or when I travel, MacBook Air of course goes with me, so I do everything, you know, from A to Z on it, and it's never let me down. Sure, it's a bit slower in terms of processing and exporting, but it still does the job fantastically, you know, well, and I cannot wait for the next MacBook Pros with beefier processors, Ivy Bridge and so on, and I know a lot of you are waiting for it, but the MacBook Air 13-inch is, you know, still going strong. Do I ever see myself leaving Glasgow in the future for business or so on? I honestly don't know. It just kind of time changes and stuff. I didn't know I was going to be doing YouTube, you know, a couple of years back. I didn't know I was going to be setting iGear up. And of course that means I have to travel a lot for exhibitions, as was my recent one in for Birmingham. Then again I have to go abroad as well to see the factories and so on. So who knows what the future is going to bring, but hopefully I'll be staying in Glasgow, because if I go to the Far East I will be cut off the social medias, so fingers crossed, always going to be here. Next question is, I am coming back to the Mac. Let me stop you there, son. Why on earth did you leave in the first place? That is the larger question. Anyways, you've got a £1,000 budget and you love gaming. You can't seem to figure out whether you want a Mac Mini or an iMac. Before answering your question, hang on, hold your horses, son. Refreshes are due, can be any week now, and it's really pointless of me saying go for an iMac over a Mac Mini. Just wait is my honest advice, and as pretty much any person in this area would kind of tell you. Sure, you'll be happy when you get the Mac, but come the rumours of the iMac and the Mac Mini refresh, you're going to be kicking yourself in all sorts of places. Adam on Facebook asked, how did the Gadget show go for iGear and how was the tour of the show? Let me tell you this, exhibiting at the Gadget show live was probably hands down one of the best decisions I've ever made to date. It was absolutely phenomenal, not because we were just exhibiting, but because to me it was more of a social experience, meeting a lot of you guys, and by a lot I mean a lot of people from my tech channel, a few from my gaming channel just coming up to me when I was kind of speaking to customers. They're like, hey, you're the one who does griefing videos, aren't you? And I was like, no, what does griefing stand for? Define. But it was just absolutely amazing, just putting Twitter handles, YouTube handles to faces. It was phenomenal. In fact, every single one that I had coming to myself saying hi, hello, for a quick chat, it was great. And I just want to say thanks to everyone who made the effort and, you know, coming by the stand. Everyone who couldn't make it but still supported myself on Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. I really appreciate that. Cheers, thanks. Adam also asks a photography related question about the D3200 Nikon. I'll be honest, I'm not much of a camera guy or a photo guy, but what I do know is Canon beats Nikon any single day of the week. I've got a Canon, I'm going to put my zipper down and get an Nikon wet any day. It's far superior, and if you don't think otherwise, you're just lying to yourself. You know you're lying. Canon beats Nikon any single day of the week. Far, far superior. And last but not least, Stephen asks a pretty interesting question. Do you think Apple is going to have a major launch for the next MacBook Pros, iMacs, at the Mountain Lion preview or launch? I would love to say yes, but Apple in the past couple of months, past year, have really toned down the product launches when it comes to the Mac side. They're more iOS orientated, but when it comes to the Mac, the last one that I can think of is the MacBook Air when it was kind of refreshed in 2010. But since then, a MacBook Pro, what usually happens now is the website goes down, the Apple website, and it comes back up and hey, you've got a new Mac and you've got a press release page with just a few paragraphs. That's it. That is the MacBook Pro launched. I would love to see kind of a whole event, but they tend to keep that for major, like if the MacBook undergoes a major refresh in terms of design, why it's beneficial to customers now, you know, what have they done, have they brought some new technology out, then it's fair to say so. But in all honesty, I cannot wait, as you guys cannot wait for the next Macs to come out. Me personally, I've got my eyes set on a new iMac. I know other people who have, like family and friends, who want to buy an iMac, and I'm like, hold it right there, don't buy one just now. So I'm hoping the iMac refreshes are going to be beastly. Let me know in the comments below what you're waiting for, what you hope to see. Are you torn between an iMac and a MacBook Pro? Just leave it in the comments below. Thanks very much, guys. Remember to leave your comments below. You can join me on Twitter, Facebook, website. Too much to keep up with, I realise. But if you can join me on iGlaswegian.com, all the links are there anyway. I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers!